Hey, guy. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Julia. Zed, good morning. Anybody else popping in? Good morning. How was y'all's weekend? It is Monday, right? uh, how was everybody's weekend? Hello, Andrew. Christy. Hi, Juanita. Good to see you. Ray, Patty, Dawn. Thanks, everybody, for popping in our Monday morning. Linda Patrick, good morning. Good, good. I'm glad did you have a good weekend, Patty? Pamela? Let's see. Dawn? I like to say good morning. So if you're watching the recording or you're lurking, I'm Dee Dee and I stream. Oh, wait, let me get my little here. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And but I usually come on about 8:30 to say good morning and chat. Remind everybody it is a chat show. Good morning, Janet. It is a chat show. Oh, happy birthday, Dawn. Um, Diana. How was your weekend, Janet? Maseki, Ray. I said hi to Ray. Who else? Let's see. It is a chat show. We chat. We do a lot of talking, a lot of chatting. It will be a chat show. So don't act surprised when there's a lot of chatting. Oh. Hi, Darlene. So I got some new markers, and I'm blaming Gary Shipman because he got these and he was working with them. I'm going to tell you why I got them because of the like the stiffer type of brush tip that works well with brush lettering. So yeah, I got I got it for a lot of reasons, but especially because they're brush tip. They're water based. These are water based, so you can use them like watercolors. And yeah. So let's see, who else am I missing coming in? Aaron. Let's see. And I think I've said hi to everybody. There's our little Snapdragon Pacola. Good morning, Pacola. Hope you had a good weekend. And there's our Julie Topaz. Happy marvelous Monday to you. I saw your fundraiser on Instagram. That seemed to have gone well, Julie Topaz, for the VFW. I'm not sure if that's who it was for or if that was who was putting it on. But I saw your pictures there. Let's see, Chantel. Good morning. Julie G. Yeah, I think I've caught up with everybody. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to show these markers, Jane, and I got a retro Americana ephemera. It's just all it is just collage fodder stuff, but it's it's retro. So I got that, and the pin that I showed you, Janet, won't be until I think it comes in today. I think it comes in today, and I hope I bought the right converters. So I hope I bought the right converter. I got this one, and there was another one for $1. So I got two different ones, Janet. So I hope I bought the right converter. I might be hitting you up for which one do I need? Because I know you have the pins. So we'll have to see about that. Let's see. Hi, Tina. Good morning. Anybody else coming in? She didn't tell me about the mark. Hi, CNP. Yeah, good to see you, Cat and Pace. I do have a couple of things I'll show on the Society of Idea Collectors. And if you need one, I'll see. I have multiples. Well, I got this one. I don't know if you can tell if this will be the one that fits or not, but I got this one and another one coming. So I don't know if this one will fit or not, but we'll see. We'll figure it out one way or another when the pin. I think the pin comes today. Let me see if it says out for delivery. I'm not sure. Let's go over here. Orders. Oh, tomorrow. It's coming tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow. Most are universal. Okay. You'll be fine. The screw ones are better. Okay. Is this, let me see. I'm not sure what this one is, Jan. I haven't really looked at it because I don't have anything to really. Yeah. Was this what you mean? Like that? How it has the screw like that? Hopefully it'll fit. I think that's what you mean. Let's see. Wicked Insanity. Spelled with a Y. Good morning. Hi, Ashley. You're on it. Okay. Let's see who else is here. I always try to say good morning to everybody. Oh, and look, guys, look at my watch band. I showed it on Instagram. I did a little video. Can you see? Look, I did it with alcohol inks. It was the white band, the white what do you call it? Band that comes with the iWatch. Well, it came with my iWatch, and it was getting dirty. You can't really clean it. It's plastic. So I use the alcohol inks on it, and it doesn't come off. It doesn't rub off. It hasn't come off on my skin. Now that's just a line from the watch is on a little tight. I guess I could loosen it one look. And so anyway, I really liked the way it turned out. So if you want to see a close-up of it, I did put it on Instagram. I put a video and a picture. Let me show you the picture here. Let's see, who else am I missing? So there's when I had it on the it's off the watch. Look, see, this is what it looks like. That's just a glare right there. That's a shine. You can see the glare from the, whoops. There we go. But there's the colors. You can see it better there. Well, it was just, because the watch band was so dirty. I thought, well, alcohol ink goes on everything. Thank you, Tina. And then I did a little video. So if you want to see the little video again, it is on Instagram too. I just kind of show that. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so I did that, and then here's a picture of it on the watch itself. Again, it has a glare. That's just the shine from the light. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. So I really like it because it's colorful and goes with all my beads. Yeah. Then I made the print for the first week in July. Everybody that supported the channel in June, I already made the prints. They'll go out the first week of July. I'm going to try to get them out because, it's July 4th weekend. I do still plan on streaming. Monday is July 5th, which is the official holiday day. So I do still plan on streaming. So if anybody doesn't have anything else to do, I think Hubster's going to the lake with the family, and I don't know. Or he might be back by then. I don't know. We'll see. So, but I do plan on being here next Monday. Hi, Galura. Thank you for being here. Good morning. I do plan on being here next Monday. If the mods if they got things to do, nobody ever has to feel like they have to be here. So, if y'all have weekend plans and stuff like that, that do not in any way feel like you have to be here. I am just saying. Good morning, Rachel. Thank you. And oh yeah, my mom loves hummingbirds too. So I did make the prints, and this is the print. This is the one we're gonna have for for anybody support the channel in June. Everybody really liked this one, so I went ahead and did that one. All right, so let's see. And I usually trim them down. Sometimes they're a little offside. Of course, you can trim it down too, but I usually trim it down evenly around. But you can trim it down to whatever size you want to. Thanks, Pacola. Well, my mods all get prints every month for helping with the channel. You'll get one, Maseki. So, let's see. What else? Okay, so I think I'm caught. Oh, I did get a nice little card here. I got a postcard from, let's see if I can let me cover up the addresses because it's real pretty. It's from Raga 360, Raquel. And so she sent, it came like this. It's a postcard. And it's all stitched around the edges. And it just came like this, like a postcard. Let me get a sip of my juice. So isn't that pretty? And it just came like this. So that all the mail people, the post office people got to see how pretty that looks with the little mailbox and everything. Isn't that cute? So this will go in the Fibs book. So thank you so much, Raquel. I love that. What else do I have around here? If y'all remember Ben, and I'll put his link and everything when I do show. I'm not going to show it all today, but he sent some of his old painting cutoffs for us to make bookmarks with. Now we're not going to do that today, but I just want to show you that I got that in. What else did I get in? Oh, what else did I do? Okay, I guess that's probably it, except showing my markers in this retro book. Hi, Flo. Good to see you. Let's see, Teresa, little sister. Who else? I know, wasn't it a cute postcard, Pacola? Let's see, Mitts. Okay, so I think I will go ahead and show y'all a couple things. Where's my phone? I just had it. Oh, there it is. I'll show y'all a couple things on Instagram from the Society of Idea Collectors. And remember last Wednesday, I gave the idea of the week. We're no longer calling it homework. It's idea of the week or weekly idea. Who was it that said it? Was it Rachel? Who was it that said? I think it was Rachel. And that said, if my teacher had changed it to a weekly homework to a weekly idea or idea weekly, it still made me want to do my homework. I think it was something like that, Rachel said. I think it was Rachel. So anyway, let me go over to Instagram and show y'all a few things. So anyway, if you want to post anything you do, this was from week 8, I believe, which was taking an art book, an art magazine, some art inspiration, and either writing about it, mind mapping it, listing it, drawing a piece about it, anything that inspired you from something in a book, a magazine, or any piece of art that you wanted to use to use for inspiration. Was it Wednesday that we did the art book day? Where I showed, I think it was last Wednesday, where I showed a whole bunch of things, like 50 art books, and to show you all different types of, things to be inspired by. And yeah, so don't forget, guys, if you're talking to me, put it in caps. Make sure you have live chat clicked at the top of the chat. If you have top chat, which is the default, you will not see all the chat. So make sure you have live chat. If it gets fuzzy or goes out of focus, make sure the little wheel setting is at 1080p or at least 720 if that's, depending on what your internet can do. But I am streaming at 1080p on StreamYard. So yeah. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. Hi, Molly, Dawn, Lorenzo. Who else I'm sure I'm missing people. Okay, so Abigail, here's her book. She showed her book of Society of Idea Collectors, put her name on it. So I thought that was really nice. Then we had, this one is Arlene, who is here. And let me read what she says. The art book suggested using the art book that she used. I'm not sure if she put the name of the book. Did she put the name of the book? I'm not sure. The art book suggested using stamps, variety of colors, markers, paints, and pencils without limits. So I stamped, colored, and wrote words from the art book that moved me. So look, isn't that nice? Look, she just selected all kinds of things that inspired her. Now remember, when you do the Society of Idea Collector projects, it's for you to have a book of references for yourself, a book of ideas for you to use, a place to go when you don't feel inspired or you need an idea, you need some color combination. And that's what the Society of Idea Collectors, having a book. It can be a sketchbook, a ring bound, a hardback, a journal, a TN, although that's a little small, a comp book, a composition books. Those are always good because they're inexpensive and you can just fill one right after the other. A notebook, I put everything in just all kinds of journals and sketchbooks and post-it notes. And then eventually they get put in a 3-ring binder, divided up with tabs. So, it just depends on how organized you want it to be. You know what works for you. I think it's in the right middle. Okay, so she said the book is in here. Let's see, I'm looking. Idea book and catalog. Is that what it is there, Arlene? Idea book and catalog. And so I really like how you just put a little of everything that inspires you, because it's really about keeping it for yourself. It's not necessarily a book, a sketchbook, or an art journal that you're gonna, I like people to post them on Instagram just so we can share the ideas. But it's really not about making some big, nice, perfect piece of art. It's about how you collect your ideas so that you can it's so how you can have a place to go to get your ideas. Then here is Terry Brett, and she did let me read what it says first. I don't have a lot of art books, but I found one, 100 Days of Drawing by Jennifer Orkin Lewis. I enjoy this type of interactive book and find them inspiring when I don't know what to do. I chose to do this gold and white doodle page. So she did gold and white doodle page. So, of course, gold does not photograph well. So I'm sure that's shiny gold. You just can't see it shiny because gold doesn't photograph unless you do it at an angle where you capture the shine, the glare. So that's nice, Terry. I like that. And the idea was for you to take something from a book and get an idea from it, just showing how to get an idea. Hi, Fernando. Fernando, I sent you out a couple prints. Hopefully it doesn't take forever to get to you, but they did go out. Hi, Nick and Tina. Let's see. Okay, so the next one I have is from Mitzi, And she says, okay, she just says on the page itself, she has this little house. Let's see here. And this little piece here. And what she did was drawn from book title America's Painted Ladies by Elizabeth Pomada and Michael Larson. And I'm not sure if that opens and then or how this is. The Painted Lady home. Okay, she's writing a little bit about the book. So but if y'all know the story, the Painted Lady houses. And then Anne Leclerc, I think I said that right. She's also said, I don't have too many art books, but I have a face magazine, which I love, and a small book on watercolors, so I combined them both. So there's hers. So she combined two books, a Facebook and a watercolor, and did this. That's so nice, Anne. So if y'all want to see them closer or follow the people that are doing them, go over to Instagram and hashtag Society of Idea Collectors. Oh, you're welcome, Fernando. All right, next is Linda Renz, and she says, building a mini book from a favorite bookbinding memory using a More Fabrics fabric, art books packed for a big move. I guess she's moved. Hashtag art books packed for a big move. So I guess she's moving. So there's Linda Renz, and look at that. She's making a book and using a More Fabrics applique and fabrics. And then the next one is Carol Hoover, and she's a good artist just in her own right. So I was not surprised to see a little bunny painting. So she says, all right, this was from week 3. I explained what I did on my project page. This was Fun Tuxedo Bunny. So, and then she has all the information written out on the pages. So here's her little painting of a little bunny. Isn't that awesome? And oh yeah, there it is. There's if you want to read everything that she wrote about her ideas, this reminds me of Mary Autier. All right, she's doing a Mary there. I love that. I love that people take the ideas and run with them, right? You for yourself, because that's really what it's for. It's for you. It's for you to have a place. I know, right? But Cola goes, oh my gosh, he's so cute. I know. It's for you to have a place for your ideas. So if you want to see it better there, you can go over there and see. So there's a few of the recent ones. But again, you do not have to do them in order. We've done 8 weeks now. You can go back. I try to hashtag Society of Idea Collectors in any video here that we talk about it. But again, it's not all we talk about. I'll reference Society of Idea Collectors every Monday. I try to show some of the ones on Instagram. And on Wednesday, I give a new idea, spark idea of the week on Wednesdays. But there's not really like one video. Let me take a sip here. At least recently. We've been doing the Society of Idea Collectors for a lot of years, but I don't know that I've done just specifically 3 hours on it lately. Sorry, guys. I've just got my voice going here, so I got to get it going. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Pacola. Hi, Sylvie. Anybody else I might have missed? Said hi to Colora. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to show you. I'll show you the markers that I got, which I'm blaming Gary Shipman because that's where I saw them. I have not seen these anywhere else. I haven't done a search for them, but once I saw them on Gary's, I like them, and so I ordered them off Amazon. They're not that expensive. They are water-based. They are water-based markers. And then I got this. I ordered this a week and a half ago. I don't mean for it to, Arlene. I try, when I'm trying to be real clear and concise, then it sounds like a teacher voice. It's so funny because I've said this before. When I get like that, I'm explaining things. Um, I hear myself back later and I sound so serious, but I'm really inside. I'm not feeling that serious, but it sounds that way. It's just because I want to be clear. That's all. Uh, let's see. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let me just set it on top of here for a minute. So this is the Retro Americana Ephemera Collection. And who puts it out? Who puts it out? I don't know. I don't know who puts it. I got it off of Amazon. I have no idea. There's no name. Yeah. It's just an ephemera collection. So I don't know who puts it out. But what I like about it is all the retro images. Isn't this cool? Projecting my inner teacher. They are one-sided, of course, if you're going to use them. They're made to cut out. They're made to cut out in collage. So I'm just going to kind of do a little flip. I'll stop here and there just to kind of give you an idea. Lots of retro images, like 50s, I'd say, 40s, 50s. That's what all they look like. So there's a couple in here that I really like. This one, I love this one. He's got an ice cream. You can't eat it. I really like that one. And and then there's vintage ads. And so you can see vintage advertising, some old recipe cards, patterns. It's not that full. It's not that thick. I'm not sure how many are in here. If I looked it up on Amazon, it probably says. And the pages aren't numbered. Somebody just put this together. I don't know. Hi, Tori. How you doing? But I liked it because it was the retro. So there, I got that. Then, all right. So these are the markers. They're Walla Walla. And again, I got them because Gary Shipman did. If y'all want to see him use these really on some of his own prints, it's really cool. So just go to Gary Shipman on YouTube and you'll find him. And he did some coloring of his own prints with them. And but I'll show you why I got them in just a second. So it has a magnetic box top. Now, I don't know if Gary's came like this, but here's the one thing that I did not like about it. You see how they have look how this goes like this. And then it kind of magnetizes to the back there. So you can sit them up like this. And then they're all numbered. And these were not in order. They were all mixed up. These were not in order of this. I don't know why. I don't know if they're all come like that or if I just got an odd box where they were not in order, but they were not in the order of the numbers, which you need them to be if you want to find a certain color or a certain number, right? It does come with a card, which is in the same order as on here. Again, they were not in order. It took me an hour. I'm not going to lie. It took me an hour to take all these out and put them all back in order like this. It comes with a swatch card, so you can swatch them because, they never match exactly the colors. They're never exact. And the lids are not exactly the colors. Let's take that first row for an example. Well, maybe the first row is pretty close. But they're not exactly the colors. Like, look at the greens. You can really tell it on the greens. Look at that second row of greens and look at these second row. These colors they don't match the lids. Okay. The lids and the colors don't really, of course, you're not going to get plastic to be an exact shade of a marker, but just FYI. And so anyway, it did take a minute. So the lid again goes like this. It has a magnetic, and you just turn it back like this, and then it's on a little stand, right? So that you're looking at the markers. See right there? So you can look at the markers. And there's 120. They're water based. And the reason I got them was, bam, for this, for brush lettering. So I'll do a couple, like I'll just write somebody's name. I'll do Picola or somebody. So let's pick a pretty pink or magenta color. All right. Oops. So the numbers are on there. They're tiny. If they didn't have these numbers on here, I would never have been able to put these back in order because there was no order. These were all jumbled up. And so if the number wasn't on here, I would never have been able to do that. I think there's something like $35 for them, Jan, on Amazon. And again, it's Wallow. Let me write it down here. I'll write it here. Let me do this first. Let me make sure I get it spelled right. Okay, so here it is. I am on kind of a slick paper, so it's going to squeak a little. Because this is a slick marker paper. Whoops, I kind of messed that up. Okay, it's Wallow Walla. But that's how you spell it. It's Wallow Walla. I got that a little messy, but yeah. All right, so let's so that's what the tip looks like, and I liked them because it's stiff. It's not a floppy tip. A lot of the water brush markers have a floppy tip. Ink, like the Pentel ink markers, brush markers, and stuff like that. They're real soft, which you want if you're inking, obviously, a soft brush tip. But these are kind of stiff, so they you can do brush lettering. If it was real floppy, you could do it, but it wouldn't be as easy. Let's see. Fernando said, I've never seen a brand creating. Yeah, that the caps that match. Yeah. They don't match exactly, and the definitely doesn't match this. But you at least can kind of get an idea of what's in there, right? You may not match exactly, but I wanted them in order. And I had to put them in order. So be aware. I don't know if I just got a box that was out of order or what. Maybe one of the people putting the boxes together just dropped them and just shoved them all back in. I don't know. And they're kind of like the Tombow. They are kind of like the Tombow, but I think that's a little stiffer. Let's see. Do I have a one handy? Let me see if I have a Tombow. I have the Michaels brand and the Tombow brand. Let's see here. Okay. Here is, and I don't have all the colors. I think this one is the Tombow. Is this the Tombow one? Yeah, there's a Tombow. And I don't have many colors. And then I have the Michaels brand, which is very similar to the Tombow, but let's check out this one. Let's compare them. Okay, the Tombow to this. Okay, so let's see how they're very similar. All right, the Tombow nib is a little fatter. Here's the Tombow. There you can kind of see. Let me put it up. Hang on, I want to compare them side by side so you can see. So you can see the shape and the size. Now, the thing, Tombows have been known to last a long time. I've had Tombows forever. And they do last a long time, but they are more expensive too. So. Don't compare it by my, this one's messy. I mess up that A there. So let's see here. They're very similar. It's just one is a little bigger. See how the Tombow is a little bigger? Hi, Scooby. Anybody else I miss coming in? No, I don't have many of the Tombow. Maybe 10 Tombows. Let's see. Okay, so now let's compare the other side of the. Okay, so the Walla Walla are like just a fine tip. It's just a fine tip pin, and these are like a bullet tip. So they're just different, right? The Tombow has a bullet tip. Of course, you know they're going to be probably 3 times as much. Those are and compare the Tombow to the Michael's Recollection brand. I guess they still have them. I haven't looked lately, but the Recollection brand is very similar. Will they last as long? No idea, but they're similar. If you want to try them out, try some brush lettering out, and. And so again, this is you probably won't be able to see it, but it's a fine liner. It's just a very, it's a fine liner, right? It's just a fine liner, like a regular fine liner pen, which is not why I bought them. I bought them for this and brush lettering, and because of the color selection. Now Gary, again, he used them, and we've done that with what do you call it? Let me get one here. Super tip markers, Crayola super tips. They have the bullet tip, but the thing about the super tips is you can get different widths with them. So if you just do it perfect on the side, you get a nice flat like that. You tilt it just a little more, and it's a little thinner, and you tilt it almost kind of straight up, and you can get a thin. So that's why they're a super tip, because you can do so many super things with them. And, it does take practice, though, to do brush lettering with them, because you have to just get it at the right. You have to, kind of practice with the thick and the thin. You have to hold it kind of a certain way, but you get used to it if you do it any length of time. Whoops, I did that one too fat, but you get the idea. And the thing about both of them, let me get a purple back out here, is you can use both of them like for watercoloring. Let me get a piece of plastic out, or you can use a piece of plastic. You can use any kind of palette that's a white, the white palettes. Y'all always use the back here. You can use just a piece of page protector, packaging. You can use any kind of your little palettes like this. This is one I use for ink. You can use a palette. But because they're water-based, so let's do the super tip here first. Let's get it out of the glare. And so you can just put some down on the plastic and take a water brush. Where did I do with my water? Here it is. And you can take a water brush and let's see, you can't really see, but you can see there. And then you can use it like with water as a watercolor. So you can do this any water-based markers you can do this with, right? And let me clean my brush. Pick that up. Okay. So you can get a watercolor. Thank you, Tina. All right, so there is that. And again, you get a lot of colors. I haven't swatched them yet. Here's the little swatch card. I guess I could swatch a few. I don't want to swatch all of them here, but I'll do a few. I just wanted you to kind of see the set. I wanted y'all to see. I love my super tips. And they come in 100 colors. So let's see. Let's just kind of go down. Now that I have them in order, I can go down the row. Let's kind of compare. Let's compare what their printed colors are with what they look like in actuality. How about that? Okay, so, and I will double check the numbers just to make sure that I have them in order. So I'll do a row here. Well, I shouldn't have picked the peach colors because those are going to be so light. Always make sure you put your lids on nice and tight. I'll do 5 in this row and then the red because these are all going to look on camera. It's probably all going to look the same. Okay, 119. So I'll do 5 in each row here. Yeah, they're much lighter in the colors when you. Now, one nice thing about, okay, this is not the right color. Why is that? It's the right color. That's the color here, but it's not the color here. Okay, so they've messed this up. Is that right? Okay, well, here's the issue here already. Let's go ahead. I thought that this was an exact match of this, but it's not. Okay, so here we go. So let me show you here. Let's zoom in. Hang on. Okay, so here are the colors. Like this is 95, 117, 5, 119, 115. So these are matching up here. The second row is not. The second row, the first number is 25, 3, 1, 2. Here it's not. It's 42, 24, 56. So these do not match. It looks like it goes over this way. All right, so maybe they just go in order like this. I think that's what it is. Okay. So they can't match them up because there's not enough rows. Okay, because there's only 6 rows here, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 rows. So they just continue, right? So after they go, then they keep going here. You see? You follow what I'm saying? So it just starts over. It starts over. So they're probably in order, but they don't all fit in the row. So let me show you that first row here. Ignore that color because that's the wrong color. Here's the first 5 colors. See the numbers right there? Look, 95, 117, 5, 119, 115. Don't look at this one because that should go down here. But look, see how much darker they are? They're just totally not the same. They're totally not the same color. So, this is why I always swatch everything myself. But anyway, that's not so important to me, but it could be to you if depending on if you're looking for. I know it is a big difference because I want to do them for brush lettering. So let's get another piece of paper here. And let's do like Artful Dabbler Tori. So let's just pick, let's see, I already did teal and pink. Let's pick a purple here. Just so you can kind of see how the brush works. Okay. Whoops. I'll start over. I have to get used to how much pressure I can put. You put pressure on the downstroke and light pressure on the upstroke. Okay. Oh, messed that up. Okay, let's do it over here. Let's just do there we go. That's better. Is it 2 Bs or 1? Yeah, 2 Bs. 2 B's or not 2 B. I was starting to do an L. So this is why I bought them, for doing brush lettering. Now this is not, my hand's not warmed up or anything. I just, just want to kind of show y'all some colors. Okay, let's see. Let's do a gray blue maybe. It won't show up probably on camera. Here's a gray color. Let's do a gray. It's like Becky Colora. So you can do big. Again, a little messy, but you can see. I like that color, that blue-gray color. And let's pick maybe a mint green. Let's do a mint green here. Thank you, Dawn. So, yeah, just making sure I get the lids on tight. Let's do a brown, maybe a rusty brown. Oh, let's do this red brown here. Let's see what this one looks like. Kind of a maroon magenta color. Again, I'm on squeaky paper. Mess that up a little. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you because I bought them to do some more brush lettering, practice brush lettering, because Janet and I, we got into it for a while and we were doing a lot. We were determined to really do a lot of do our brush lettering. But as you can see, it that was a few years ago. We didn't get too far in it, but we still do it every now and then. So again, there's the Wallow. And if you want to see Gary did some awesome, let's see if I can bring up his. I know I can do a share screen, but I don't want to disconnect you. Let me just go over here. Let's see here. Let me just go over here. Let me turn the sound down. Let me look for Gary. I'll try to remember to put his link so you can see it. All right. Okay. So here we go. I think this is, let me make sure here. This is one. Got to get past the ad. Hang on a second. All right, let's see here. Let me see if I can scrub through. Did you do this one with? Yeah. All right, let's see where he started. Okay. And remember, he's coloring his own. There's his print right there. He's coloring his own print. I think he had some paint on some of them. Like Posca. I'm not sure it was Posca. But anyway, there's our Gary Shipman. I call him our Gary. Yeah, Color says Gary did great blending with them. And then let me show you another one. Let's see. Let's go to his channel. And let's see. Videos. Hang on, guys. I think he did a Spider-Man. Where's the Spider-Man? So here's where he was showing the markers. Hang on. Let me turn it. There's where he's showing the markers. And then let me scrub over to where he started. So you can go over to Gary's channel and watch the whole thing. You know, he does these live. Thank you, Tina. He does his shows. He does live drawing, coloring. And if y'all, you know, don't know about Titan Mouse, his original comic, which I have, and I have a lot of his stuff. I've bought his art at his art auctions and also his sketchbook. So, yeah. So if you want to see it more in depth, but that's why I bought them. So thank you, Gary, for enabling Gary. Sometimes he pops in here toward the end of the show, so he might come in. He's like I think it's a 2-hour different time difference, I think. So anyway, that's the Walla water-based markers. Okay, so there's that. So what I thought we would do today, guys, was if y'all we can do a couple different things. We can either do collage fodder that y'all had sent in. Let's see who's this one from. Or we can work in the altered book, which, you know, we've done a little bit of play in here. I haven't even glued this down yet. Let me back out a little bit until we start here. So we can work in this, which we alter the photographs. So let's see here, like this one. This one we started. Where's the dinosaur? Made in, I don't think they're made in Walla Walla, Washington. They're probably made in Walla Walla, China. Julie. Oh, we did this dinosaur one. Let's see. Let me just kind of flip because I've not worked in this much yet, right? Just a little bit. Y'all know I work a lot in the abandoned books in Kieran Connolly's Abandoned Places, Palaces, Castles. So let's see, what else have we done in here? We've just done a few things, not too much in here yet. I'll play around with it. Added this little cat right there. It's just fun to take a book, a coffee table art book, and add your own. I added that little dinosaur, little pterodactyl. Looks like it's carrying him off. And playing with it and altering a book. It helps spark your imagination. Here's one we've kind of worked on a little bit. Haven't glued that down yet there. Let's see. So, but I pulled out the collage fodder. But for those of y'all that don't know, you know, some of the fibs have said we did this one. There's a whole video on this one, and it's paint and collage. This is all paint. We paint it in, add collage, and make your own story out of it. Oh, thank you, Picola. Picola put a direct link in the chat to this book. So if you like it, and so, like I said, haven't done too much in it. I've drawn some lines where I want to extend the horizons out and things like that. But anyway, where the fibs, the friends in the box, have sent me collage fodder to make them a collage. That's like this one. This was sent. I forget who it was that sent this collage fodder in. And I do so many, guys, I can't remember who sent me what. But anyway, so I did make a print out of this one for the first week of July. So anybody that supported the channel in June will get one of those. And what it is people have sent me collage fodder, and then I make something with it. But in this case, I just build a world out of build a story like this giraffe. We added that. Build a story off of what's there. Little astronaut blasting his way out of a Venus flytrap. And it's just fun to do. It's really fun. It's a place to play and just, not be stressed out and just, because I had paint and collage. So this is all painted in here. And yeah, I do a combination of both. So I know I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'll show you real quick a couple of pages, just like a before and after. Now, I think we'll go ahead and work on one of the fibs collages today. Let's see. I'll pull my oldest ones. My oldest one is Abandoned Places. So I have one that's worked in and one that's not. And I do have duplicates of most of the abandoned books. So you can see a before and after. Let's see here. I think I have them tabbed too. So you can see what happens, how thick they get. This is just tabbed to find the befores, and here's the after. So let's see. The first one, this was the first one that I did, and I've told this story. If y'all heard the story, don't email me. This one. Okay, I'll put my hand here. So when I first saw this page in the Abandoned Places. Oh, that was the one we did for you, Sylvie? Okay, so that was the one I did for Sylvie. And I send the original collage. Like Sylvie has the original of that one. And then some of them, I don't make prints out of all of them. But, if everybody really likes it or something, I'll make a thank you print for people out of that. But anyway, so thanks, Sylvie. That was Sylvie that I made that one for. Oh, thank you, Tina. Well, here's the story behind this one. So when I first got this book, this was the first page, I believe, the first page that I altered. And when I saw this, if y'all remember the old Star Trek, The City on the Edge of Forever, when Spock and Captain Kirk went, and well, the Doc too, but Dr. McCoy, he went through one of those stone circles on a planet, and they had to go find him, right? So they ended up going back I think it was pre-World War, was it World War One? I think it was in the 20s. I think it was in the 1920s. They went back in time. And so Spock and Captain, it really is my very favorite of all time, Star Trek. And so Joan Collins was there, and she was like the not caretaker, but she was running like a soup kitchen in the 20s. And so they had to find Doc McCoy so they could, try to figure out how to get back anyway. So there's a scene in the show where Dr. McCoy went into an alley, and there was I don't know if he was a homeless guy, an alcohol, I don't know. Anyway, but anyway, he was in the alley and had found Dr. McCoy's tricorder. No, it wasn't the well, his communicator that has the phaser and everything. It's like the weapon and the communicator. So anyway, he found it in there and ended up turning it on himself and disintegrating himself. Well, this is the alley. That's what this reminded me of, was that episode in Star Trek. So having said all that, I did this piece from that idea. So this was what I turned it into. And I did this one in 2016. So I'm pretty sure this was the first. Was it the tricorder? I thought the tricorder was more the medical device one, though. The tricorder was wasn't it a little bigger one with the more medical? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, or maybe it is the tricorder because it's three uses in one: communicator, weapon, and science lab. So yeah, tricorder. Okay. So anyway. Thanks, Tina. So this is what I turned it into. And so what I do is I alter the world. I build a world from what I see in the book, and paint things out. You got to, I call it reverse collage because I'm reversing out what I don't want there. Right. So I'm painting out what I don't want. Now, this one does have a varnish on it. I do try to eventually varnish them all. Oh, thanks, Ashley. I do try to eventually varnish them, but when I'm working on them, like here, look, see how it's matte? So that's why matte medium, golden matte medium, makes everything matte. Because a lot of times your magazine, look, you can see, I've already got matte medium over this. Your magazine images are shiny, so you have partially matte, partially shiny. So when you're using the golden matte medium, it makes everything matte. But then at the end of the day, I will varnish them anyway, and so they will end up being shiny at the end of the day. Okay, so here, let me pull this over here. All right, so let me see if I can find this one because the pages are covered, the numbers are covered up. Okay, so let me pass the ship here. Some of them I have marked, so let's see. Okay, so this one, here's this ghost town. So when I started doing this one, and most of y'all have heard these stories, I don't know how many times, because every time I bring these books out, I have to explain some of them to you. But, new people and, the people that have been around here for 11 years, like Julie Topaz, she doesn't care if I say the same stories over and over. So, hi, Rain Robin. Anybody else coming in? So here's this ghost town. I thought, what happened to this town that turned it into a ghost town? Right? What turned it into a ghost town? Well, I came up with a planet getting blown up. So this one's not been varnished, so it's still pretty matte, right? So this is what I came up with this one. So again, a lot of paint, turning it from this to this. All right, let's see. Let me look through the book here, and I'll pick out a couple more of my favorites. And again, guys, I think I have 15 different books, 15 different abandoned type books that I work in periodically. So, yeah, there's, let's see, how far back is this? I'm trying to kind of go in order because that way I can go to the Post-it notes. Okay, so here's this one. So, what did Janet say? Something about not remembering anything? Janet. And now, don't forget, guys, Janet streams at 1 after me, 1 Eastern. Janet. So funny, I tell you. Okay, so I turned this one into a whole other castle. I turned it into a castle is what I did. So here we go. And then this was like an afterthought. I added this little window with the cat. This is kind of stuck. That's not even glued all down yet. But so anyway, here's what I turned this one into. Again, it's with paint and collage. So you can't be afraid to paint on it. You can't be afraid to paint on top of it. And then this was one of my favorites too. I have favorites in each of the books. All right. So this one reminded me of, these little things reminded me of little, what do you call it? When, you could run your hand over it and go into, what are those worlds called? What are the that's in my mind. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about laughing at Janet. Like on the Enterprise. Well, the Enterprise had it too. Where you could go into another room. You could go into another world, like fantasy world on the ship for entertainment. What was that called? Somebody in the chat will tell me. When you could go into another world, go through the doors and you go into another world, on the ship, like for entertainment. What was that place called? Anyway, so everybody in the back was yelling at me, a holodeck. Thank you. Thank you guys. The holodeck. So what I was thinking is that these just kind of reminded me of something you could like go into a holodeck. But anyway, so I kind of made it into a ghost thing anyway. So here's what I turned it into. And I sparkled. I made the little post there, and it wants to flash out there, guys. It wants to flash out with the light there. So anyway, this is all paint and color pencil. Oh my gosh, maybe I should turn the light down. I got it a little. It's there. We go. That's a little better because it wants to flash out. Oh my gosh. You've never watched an episode of Star Trek? Oh my gosh. Janet, I don't know. How can we really be friends? I've watched all the Star Treks. Voyager, Enterprise, the originals from the 60s. I watched all of them, all the movies. All the movies. Okay, so let's see. Let me just pick a couple more. I won't go through all of them. Let's see. I'll pick. All right, this is another one of my favorites. So I got my little Post-its here. Let me put the Post-it back on that one. And in this one, my idea was, let's get over to it here. If I can find it. Hang on. Where is it? Can't be too far. It's right in here somewhere. I'm flipping. Oh, I gotta show this one too, but what page was this? 107. I don't know if I can find a page number. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm going to show two different ones. Let me put thing here on this one. Okay, so on this one, when I looked at it, I thought this looked like a bridge that was broken and needed a repair. This looked like that. So this one, and I don't ever have a full vision of what it's going to be from the start. I kind of have an idea, but I don't necessarily know where it's all going to lead. But it kind of develops as you go. So you got to kind of have a little faith that you're going to go somewhere with it, even though you don't really know. You don't really know where that faith is going to take you sometimes. But so it took me to this bridge. So what I did is I built a bridge. I built a bridge here, and it goes into space. This one has been varnished, and here's like the time chamber, if you will, and then and I don't put a lot of people. I put them every now and then, but I figured that she kind of was. There's her feather, kind of goes all the way around. So, what are we? So it went from this to this. Well, I've always loved science fiction. I've read science fiction. I started reading science fiction before stories, Heinlein, Asimov. I was reading them before I watched any. I'm old. I was reading those books in junior high, and so I was reading them before there were all the movies and the. I mean, we had we had the Forbidden Planet, and we had some movies like that. But I read science fiction more than I watched it. So yeah, I always loved science fiction, and science fiction, not so much fantasy. Fantasy. I mean, I'm sure there's still some good science fiction out there now. I haven't read any lately, but growing up, I read science fiction and spy novels. And so, yeah, that was okay. Let me go back a couple pages here because I want to show some pages have multiple pictures. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see how many pages back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So some pictures in your books. Yeah, the Twilight Zone. Yeah. Some Hubster still watches all the Twilight Zone marathons when they come on. So some books, some pages have like multiple pictures on it. So you have to kind of think about how to make it all one cohesive thing. Well, you don't have to. You could just skip that page if you don't want to work it. But these kind of pages are a challenge to me. So there's 4 different images, right? And I wanted to make it one world. To be released a new Dune. Yeah, I think they pushed it back. I think they pushed the Dune movie back. I'm not sure when it's going to be. I think they pushed it back 3 weeks. 3 weeks? I'm not sure. Yeah, Tina's talking about the Dune movie. So, yeah. But I could have those dates wrong. All right. So anyway, what I wanted to do was make it all one cohesive page. So here we go. So I took these 4 images and turned it into one big world. And you do that with paint. You do it with paint. I mean, you could do it with collage. It'd be a little, if you just only use collage, but I like to do mixed media. I like paint and collage. So in most of these, it's mostly paint and less collage. Okay. In my altered books, I call it reverse collage because I'm getting rid of stuff I don't want and leaving what I do. So I'm leaving like all this. None of this has been glued on. This was all here. I'm trying to feel if there's any collage. None of this is collage. It's all just painted on here. Now the girl with the feather, she was collaged on. I'll put watches because I like the element of time. But like this one has no collage on it. It's just paint. It's just taking this and getting rid of what I don't want and adding what I do. And so that's what this turned out to be. I love Kieran Connolly's books. And every time that I've done anything in his books, anything I've done in his books, I always tag him and send him, I've actually sent him an original in over to the UK. I tore one out and sent it to him. I love his books. And so let's see what else here. Let's find something else. I've got a couple other ones that I really like. Let's see how far back this one is. Let me look for the... Okay, so here's one that just shows you can just take the one element and oh, thank you, Darlene. So I just took just this one thing and just put it in space. So this is all paint. This is all paint, which is a little flashed out. It's a little darker in person, but I don't want to do it too dark because then everything gets dark. But that's more true to the color. So I took this. See how it got dark here, but it gets light on the other one. Let's see. This one I'm still working on. So this one is coming along from this. Let's see. Let me pick one or two, and then I'll pick somebody's collage fodder. This one, it's not my favorite piece that I finished, but I like the concept of this. So here we have this little guy, and this was way before the virus. We have this little lonely guy, right, all by himself in this big world. So he needed a place to live. He needed a world. So I built him one. I built him a whole world. So the only thing that's original to this is really him. Everything else has been painted out. So again, you can't be afraid to paint in, collage, add things. Bye, Sylvie. Thank you for stopping in. All right, let's see here. This one I like. This one I didn't change a whole lot. Well, it does look like more than I really did. I didn't really do as much as you might think. But I really love this. I love the water and everything. So I did kind of an undersea stars thing. So painted all this and added, the whole world behind there. So this one, I did this one in 2016 as well. So this is one of the first ones that I did. So from that, and let's see, doing any others? I'll show any other ones. But again, I have tons of, like I said, I think I'm working in 15 different books here. So let's see, this one is another one that I did early on in these books, if I can find it. My Subway Tiger. I'm flipping here now. Oops. So you see, I paint out all the edges, all the text. Tina. So, yeah. So anyway, just to kind of show you what I'm doing in the same sense, I'm doing the same thing in this book, but just a little less, a little more collage, a little less painting, I think, maybe. Okay, so there's that. So I think what we'll do, though, is we will, and there, if you want to see more of those books, look in my playlist under abandoned books. Abandoned books are where you'll see most of them. They're also listed under mixed media, but abandoned book playlist is where you'll see the most concise. I'm sure there's a few hundred. We're over 1,000 videos, so I know that there's probably a few hundred. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I got my pack here. This is the collage fodder that people have sent me. I've got each one kind of what do you call it? Packaged together. Like here's Sharon Lombard's. Who else do I have? I've got a whole bunch in here. Maybe we'll do Sharon just because it happened to be the one I picked. Donna in Trinidad Tobago. She said, wait to do mine. She's having some stuff done at the hospital, so she wanted me to wait on hers. But she sent me a stack of stuff. So what I do is I keep it all in one folder here. Everybody that sends me their collage fodder. And then whatever's left over goes into a separate pack here, and eventually I'll take whatever's in here and I'll probably make this into a poster. So I'm just taking the whatever's left, because I pick what I want from what you send. It could be 2 things, 3 things, it could be 10 things. And then from that, anything that's left over from your stack, I'll mix it all back up into one folder here. And then eventually I'll use hi Faithfulness, everything in here I'll make a poster out of eventually. So let's keep that out and put this one back on the shelf. And let's see and again, I remember seeing, what was sent to me at the beginning. When they first sent it to me, I went through it. But then after that, I just put a paper clip or put it back in the plastic sleeve or whatever. And so I don't remember. I don't remember what's in Sharon's pack of stuff. So it's going to be new to me too. All right. So let me get a couple. And I try to only use, let me get a couple sheets of paper, cardstock rather. I try to only use what is in there, except sometimes I'll add a watch or a clock. Let me see. Where's some cardstock here? I know I got some right here somewhere. Okay. And I do them all 8.5 by 11, just a standard size. That way, because I mail them out. And I do international as well. So if it's 8.5 by 11, hi, Jonica. If it's an 8.5 by 11, I can send it easily in an envelope, right? So I do them all the same size. Now, I've cut a couple of them down. I've trimmed them down a little and made them a little smaller. Um, if that's just the way it looks like it needs to be. But they're not any bigger. They're not any bigger than this. All right, so let's brighten this back up a little again. All right, so I don't remember what Sharon Lombard sent. So let's see what she sent. And see what we can make with it. Move this out of the way. Let's put this over here. All right. All right. So if y'all have any questions, hi, Devin. Put it in caps. So let's see what she sent. So I'm going to need, and what I like about this, this peel and stick wallpaper that I put on a board, right? I put it on a board, is it's got a sheen, you know, it's kind of coated. So as long as I kind of wipe it up kind of quickly, this cleans up. All right, so let's get one here. And let's see what we got in here. All right. So, all right, don't see any questions. Okay, she sent this, looks like a fire truck with Christmas lights on it. Oh, I like this. I like this little guy here, little guy. Let's see. Let's do it over the paper until we're ready to go, so you can see. He might need to be writing on a. Is this a sticker or a, what is this? Yeah, it is a sticker. Okay, so it's some kind of a lizard sticker, and then here's a little cheetah sticker, and then we have maybe these two need to go together. I don't know. So I don't remember what's in here, guys. I really don't. I'm just I'm going back through. There's another person. And here's another lizard. I don't know. We might need to do Attack of the Lizards or something. Here's a big painted clown face, a Buddha face, some little girls there. Oh, so she wanted to reduce this down. So she said, my printer sucks. I could not reduce her down for a good copy. She tried to reduce her down, but you know, if I use her, I'll use her full size. I like that. I'm liking her now more than this because I'm liking this. Let's move these people. I don't know about the cheetah. I'm really liking the lizards. I don't know why, and I do like her. Cityscape. Kind of a puppet guy. And then I do like I like this right here. I like this. And some buildings. So let's see what we can do. I'm not sure. I do like her. I do like this. All right, so I'm going to do a little fussy cutting while we're chatting here. There's a little bit of a glare. See if I can turn my camera down just there we go. Take that glare off. Take that glare off and let's get it to stop moving. All right, so let's see. I'm going to just fussy cut. I don't know that I'll use her whole body, but I do like her. I think she's from Thailand. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the Thailand dances that they do. All right. Hi, Judy. So anybody else popping in? And a lot of times I will leave the background on these and I'll use paint to paint it in, right? I'll paint it in or paint it out with the background. For the background, rather. But I want her to sit on top of another scene. So I'm going to fussy cut her. Let's kind of just get around there. Then I'll fussy that in a minute. Get rid of some of the. You want to move. You want to move what you're cutting rather than the scissors. Try to hold your scissors steady, and then move what you're cutting. You'll get a crisper, cleaner cut. Let me take a sip of my juice. I lose my voice there. So what's everybody else working on? What'd y'all do over the weekend? You do anything creative? If y'all missed at the beginning, I showed some of the Society of Idea Collector post on Instagram where people have taken their art books or art magazine and posted some ideas that they got out of them. Those are over there if y'all missed them. I posted my garden picture. Well, I posted the close-ups of some of the vegetables. The garden kind of looks the same. I didn't do any art in the garden, art supplies in the garden this time. I'm kind of liking that. So the garden, I just did some close-ups of like some cucumbers that have come up and like that because the garden itself looks the same every week now. Really hasn't changed, so it's kind of like posting the same pictures almost. So you can't really see her feet very well under there. Her feet are in shadow, and it look like that little edge. You can cut away anything you don't like. Let's kind of shape her foot right in there a little bit, so you can kind of tell that's a foot in there. And if you ever want to cut out areas like behind, like right in there, as long as you got enough anchor, you know you're going to glue it, right? You know you're going to glue it all down. So just go ahead and cut through the area, and then you can go in there and cut it out rather than trying to poke a hole with your scissors. Try to poke a hole with your scissors and then cut in there. It's just a lot easier to cut through something that you're not ever going to be able to tell that it was cut once you glue it down, right? It's a lot easier to cut those little inside areas. All right, so let's see what we want to do here. I'm kind of liking some of this as far as and again, we're going to be adding paint. I think I want this on this side. Do I want to cut some of this, or do I just want to tuck this? Just to have some of that color in there. Hi, Mama 4. You're doing mixed media, gluing in. That's awesome. Yeah, have some kind of book where you can throw your ideas in. This is just kind of giving me some color ideas. I can paint over all of it if I want to. Let's see if I want her where I want her. I like that her hand is right at the volcano right there. Oh, I got to finish cutting out this arm. Sorry, guys. I looked over at chat and forgot to cut out her arm here. Let's go ahead and do that. Little ruffles there. A little bit of trim around her neck right there. Okay. There's a shine right there. I'm trying to get the glare. Some glare right there. Okay, let's see. So if I do that, this has to get moved. Do I want her hand under the volcano or over the volcano. I think she's like trying to stop the volcano. But I got to kind of look at where the composition's going to be right here. Either that or I'll have to cut that out, which I might do. I think I'll take, let me get my big scissors. Let's just cut it down like this. That way I can have that up there, and I can have this down here. Because I want her, and I'll paint it in. Anything that, isn't where I want it, I'll just paint it. Kind of like that. So that her hand's kind of stopping the volcano. Okay. Something like this. Don't know if I'm wanting that green in there now. Okay, like this. All right, kind of liking that. Hello, Kathleen. Anybody else I'm missing? All right. I really like this little guy here, but unless he's sitting on her hand, I think I want to go with the lizards. I think she might need to be holding him. I got to fussy cut him though, because it's got a white edge on the sticker, and I'm not going to want that white edge. So I'm going to have to fussy cut this little guy. And I'll look back through and see what else I want to add. So because he's a sticker, it's going to have that little white edge. So we're going to get rid of that. Again, I could paint it out, but with the sticker, it's a little trickier. They're shiny. They're slick, real slick. So I may pull out a watch, because y'all know I like to add an element of time. If somebody doesn't send me a watch, sometimes I'll add my own watch. But I try not to add too much of my own collage fodder. I want to use what people have sent me. But if they don't send me a watch and I want an element of time in there, then I will use one of my own watches. And then I usually paint in the stars and the planets and all that if I decide to do that. I can paint in between. I can paint in between his toes. The orange piece looks like a seesaw. Oh, you want him to be sitting over here like this? Like a seesaw? You like that? Y'all want me to do that? I can do that. I'm going to have to move this over a little so that she's I still want something to do with her hand in the volcano right there. Right. Y'all want me to put them on a seesaw? It's a little thick. I mean, it needs to be thin. I mean, it needs to have a little more perspective. So what I need to do is kind of go like this. Like that. Make it a little thinner where he's sitting so you can see both his legs. How's that? And again, we're going to paint. So let's see. See, I kind of wanted her to be holding him. like a little pet. Get life in balance. Oh my goodness. All right, something like that. And she's just kind of holding the little guy there. Or I just like the idea of her holding him. You know, it just looks like she needs to be holding something. I'm going to look through my stuff here again. All right. She has something in her hand to throw at the seesaw. I guess she could throw that lizard if she wanted to. I kind of like this. We just have to keep moving things around until we decide. I say we because if you're here with me, we are doing it. Maybe I'm too attached to the idea of the volcano in the hand, and I don't need to be. I don't know. I like her holding the lizard. Yeah, I like her holding him too, just because he's just the right size. I mean, it could be the leopard, but I just like him. And I have this one too, but that's like too much. It's like too over the top. I don't want the. Let's move some of this. Kind of like that. What do y'all think? Could you put the watch or clock up by her hand? Hold back time. Well, she's kind of holding back. She's holding back a volcano. She's holding back a volcano. I could put him. Or I could put a watch here. Let me get a watch. Let's see here. Hang on. Dig through some watches for a second. I think it needs to be some kind of a gold. It needs to be, that's too big, but it needs to be gold in color because the gold and the yellow ochre colors. So let's see. This one might, well, that's kind of bright though. It might take too much. It'll look too attract to the watch rather than. It needs to be something a little smaller and not quite so vibrant. Maybe one of these. Let's test one of these. Let's cut these two out. All right. Thanks everybody that's hanging out. Kind of just doing a chill collage. That's shiny right there. Cut this out. I don't know if I want a full one, a half one, or what. Let's take this one that's kind of at a side view. Let's see what we can do with this one too. one or the other. And again, I'm trying just to use, other than the watch, I'm trying to just use what y'all sent me rather than, you know, a chill. Good. Oh, okay. Let's see. Still liking the lizard. Kind of like that. I don't know if I need this. If I do, it's going to have to be. I'm still thinking about. No, I think that her trying to hold back the volcano may not work just because of her size and the. I can't move this up too much because then the volcano is gone. Do you have a picture of a pizza? That'd go nicely in her hand. No, she didn't send me one. She didn't send me a picture of a pizza. I'm trying to look. I'll look at what else she sent in here. Let's see. See, this is where she tried to shrink it down. I try to always use like the originals rather than like I never print out my own stuff. You know, even when I have, you know, books like these where there's a whole bunch of, you know, things in here, I don't make copies of this. I just cut it out right out of the original. I figure if I run out, I'll either buy me a new one or find another piece. But I don't. I mean, I don't even can't even remember ever, but I'm sure there has been at some point where I've made copies of things to use in the collage. I just use the originals, whatever that is. You know, I use the originals. I just like it. Yeah, I like the lizard. Okay, so let's see. And these and your leftover watch things make good arches. They make good arches and portals. Okay, so let's see what else again. I'm just going to kind of go back through. I don't want this other lizard. I'm not going to use these other people. Um, I do like this. That's kind of creepy cool. But we try to keep it a clown free zone because a lot of people get creeped out by clowns. You know, I got a cat hair in my eye. Some different church buildings and oh, I like the back of this. I don't remember what was on the back, but I like that color. I like this color. But I think we're going to get too busy. We're already too busy. It's more than I usually add in a story. So I don't know what else we could do. You can make up what's going on yourself, you know. So what do y'all think? Do you like that? Of course, we're going to paint paint the background. So let's go ahead. I was gluing in my Nat Geo book, so I still have my little bit of matte medium and my brush in a baby wipe so it doesn't dry out. All right, so now I'm going to move all this and a couple different things you can do. A couple things that you can do. Let me make sure I get Sharon's name here. Is you can either take a picture of this. You can take a picture of it so you remember where everything is, or just take another piece of paper and move it over like this. Glue and move and glue, which is usually what I do. So, what do y'all think? Is that a good start? And we'll see what happens when we start painting. So, let's see. I know I'm probably missing people coming in. Thanks everybody for popping in. All right. Sip of juice. All right. I need a little bit more matte medium here. Let's move over. Try to keep you in the middle. Move this. I'm going to pour out a little bit more golden matte. And I use golden matte medium for my glue. One of the nice things about golden matte medium is it won't stick your art journal pages together. So if you're using, like in my abandoned books and any kind of an art journal, it won't stick your pages together like some other products will. Make sure you put a piece of plastic over the lid so that you don't glue the lid to the jar. That's very easy to do. And golden matte medium works so well, you will never get that lid off again. So put a piece of plastic so that you can, don't glue the lid shut. All right, so I'm going to start by, this brush is a little, it's a little on the little side, but you put your matte medium down on your base, and then you put some on the back, and then you put it over. Oh, wait, it needs to be up higher. It needs to almost be off the edge, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and move her just a second. Kind of right about there. Close enough. And then put it over the top. I don't think I got it right along that edge there. And then take a card and mash it down so you get all the air bubbles out. If you don't do this part, if you don't do the mashing part, you will have bubbles or wrinkles. It's the only way to prevent wrinkles is to mash it down. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put some more here. And it does, people say, well, I put it on here. Why do I need to put it on the back? You just do. You need to put it on the base, on the back, and over the top. I mean, I know it sounds like, oh, that's a lot of matte medium, and then mash it down. If you don't want wrinkles or bubbles, then you have to do all three. And sometimes it's still, if I don't take my time, there's been a couple of these that I've sent out to you guys that had a few wrinkles in them because I didn't take the time to mash and everything. It can happen. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and take this. Now I'm going to put his leg behind this, right? So I don't want to mash this down too much yet until I put him on there. All right, so I'm going to put some down here, but because I want him kind of straddling this, I want to make sure that I don't glue this down until he's there where I want him. And then same thing for this, actually, because his feet are on top of this. Watch. So I don't want to, once you mash it down, it's hard to lift it back up. So before you mash it down, make sure you get it where you want. And most time you can mash everything down and it won't lift up the ink. But if you have fashion magazines are the one exception to that rule. Fashion magazines is very easy to mash down and smear the ink or tear the paper because they're such cheap magazines. But that's why you can buy them for $5. Let me get some more baby wipes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead real quick and turn this over and trim off these pieces off the top. Keep my hands as clean as possible. Thanks for stopping in, Zed. come back anytime. Good to have you. I'm not sure if you have a YouTube channel, but I'll write it down and go see if I can find you if you do. Writing that down. Oh, let me see. Let's write it over here. Thanks for stopping in. Hang on, writing journals. All right. I'll go see what kind of YouTube channel. And it is hard to get the matte medium off your hands. If you don't have a craft scrubby, you're almost going to have to take a fingernail polish remover to get it off your hands. So it is hard to get off your hands, but just FYI. All right, so now let's go ahead and see where I want her. Got a little. All right. And you can stop and dry it anytime you want with your heat tool. All right, now let's set her right there. And I want to put this right behind her head, right here. Okay, before I put the lizard on there, let's make sure she's... And so do this gently because you can catch little like fingers and, little edges. You want to be careful doing this. Then if you got excess, just wipe it off. And okay, now let's do the little lizard. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Hi, Carol. Carol, I liked your Society of Idea Collectors this morning that I showed. All right. So there we go. All right. Let's, I'm going to go ahead and put the brush. Let me wipe off the excess and put it in a baby wipe in case I want some more. But you don't want... These are old brushes anyway, so if it dried out, it's no big deal. But these are my old acrylic brushes that have now become glue brushes. But they will dry out in 30 minutes. This will be hard as a rock. So, yeah. All right. So let's hit this with the heat gun. I might have to paint the little lizard a little greener. He kind of gets lost in her lap, which that's okay too. It's subtle. And turn your piece over. This is just cardstock. You could use heavier weight cardstock, but I like to use something smooth. Missed his little nose there. Hang on, I got to put a little bit of glue right behind his little nose. His little nose didn't quite get glued down. And, if you add matte medium, and plus I'm going to add acrylic paint, you can also use, let me get some more baby wipes. You can also use colored pencil. You can't you can't use color pencil on shiny magazine, but if you have matte medium or acrylic paint, your pencil will stick to that. But color pencil will not stick to shiny magazine images. So you either have to coat them or paint them, or they won't. If you want to use color pencil. Hi, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, sorry, I gotta take a sip of juice, losing my voice. And thanks everybody that's watching and lurking. All right. Let's see. All right, let me just move this to the side. I don't know that I'll use any more matte medium or anything, but just in case. All right. Make some room. Get a dry lid here so that I can put some paint on it. And if you use coffee lids like this, these peel off after. If it gets thick enough, you can peel off this paint and have a fresh lid like this. Some people use these paint skins to make things. I don't do that, but you can. But once the acrylic paint is dry, you can pile it on top of each other. It doesn't reactivate acrylic paint. And I just use craft paint, matte craft paint, and it doesn't say matte on it, but it doesn't say gloss, shiny, metallic, satin. It's just plain old matte craft paint. All right, so I'm going to use some of this for the blue color. I'm going to need some white. I'm going to need some black. I always shake them too because the oils can separate in them. I want this is milk chocolate. I'm going to get a couple shades of brown. That's kind of a light brown, but I want a sienna color. Let's see, or some kind of here we go. This is oxblood, but there's sienna. They're almost the same. It's kind of a sienna color. I don't know if that'll be enough. Maybe you need a little bit more. And I'll start with that. I'll get some little details like with the lizard or her dress or something like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put something down behind here. Just a piece of so I don't stick it to the table. All right. Hi, Hedgie. Well, hope you feel better. Who else? Abigail. I think I said hi to Abigail. Anybody else I missed? All right, so let's see what we want to do now. I think I'm going to just start with some of this gray blue here and just get some of that on here. And I'm just going to use my fingers to start. I want it kind of messy there. And I can add some more gold in there. All right, so let's see. I'm going to add a little bit of this golden color. I'll start with my fingers just to get it, an area that's the large areas. But then when I start having to paint around, I'll get my brush out. And while it's wet, you can always wipe away. It's because of the golden matte medium. Like here, let me show you something. All right, so on that watch, see, look how I put that on there. Because it's got golden matte medium on, I can take a baby wipe and just wipe it off. Well, I keep picking it back up. But you can just wipe it away with the, because of the golden matte medium. All right, so, and you go through a lot of baby wipes. All right, so let me get a smaller brush here. Maybe not too small, but all right, let's see. Let's zoom in a little. Go. Don't forget, if you have any questions, put them in caps. And I might see them. I try to see everybody's questions. Kind of like maybe a little hint of something else going on there. What brand of metal detector do you and Hubs use? Oh, gee, I don't know. It's an old one. It's old. I don't know what brand it is. I'd have to go look. We haven't been metal detecting in so long. I don't remember the brand. Sorry. You probably wouldn't want the kind we have now anyway because it's so old. You'd want to upgrade from what we have for sure. You would definitely want to upgrade. Get rid of that little area of her headdress. Don't be afraid if something looks you don't like it. Don't be afraid to paint it out. A little bit more of that sienna in there. And I'll probably go in here and highlight her fingers with a pencil and make some areas stand out. Let's get a little darker around her hand there. I want this to go over so I can see her fingers. So I'll extend that mountain over a little. All right, let's see. Let's put a little over here. I think I want a little more mountains in here. And let's bring it over this way. So how many of y'all like to do some type of collage? Some type of collage. I know some of y'all that do because I see your stuff, but you know. All right, now do I want a light or dark? I'm thinking. I think I want all this down here to be black, the very bottom. Not sure about the middle yet. Got to leave a little area where his little shoe doesn't get lost. We don't want a lost shoe. We'll highlight his little leg and stuff so we don't lose some of those details. Okay, and let me go ahead and go around that watch. There we go. Oh, thanks, Picola. Thank you. Yeah. So the fibs, the friends in the box, send me collage fodder. And you can, feel free to send me some. I can't promise you I'm going to use it ever. Eventually I try to, get to it. But if you want to send the collage fodder in, I do show it. And then I put it in the folder. And then whenever we feel like doing one of these, I just randomly pick somebody's collage fodder out of the folder to work on. And then I send the original, like this one is going to Sharon Lombard, and I send the original to the person that sent in the collage fodder. And I do that international as well. So, but I'm not promising you I'm going to do it. It's just like it goes and we try to use it eventually. And then whatever's left over, like this is what's left over from Sharon's collage fodder. This will go in a big folder to eventually I'll use the leftovers from everybody's collage to turn it into a poster collage, a big one. We'll see how much time I have. If I have enough time, I'll get in my closet over there and pull out some of my collage posters. They're in the closet because I had so many portfolios full of art in here that I couldn't hardly move so much. So I moved most of my artwork and portfolios to the closet. That's not stuck down right there. I'll have to put some glue on that. So I want to just leave a little area, which I can paint in later, but I want just to leave a little distinction there of where, like there's her foot, and you can't really see them because they're in such shadow, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do to fix it. Or I can just put her dress right over. I can paint the dress right over it. And I want this to be kind of rough edged there. Kelly says, I like collage. I have to work on my perspective. Well, one of the nice things about at least surreal collages is you can play with perspective. You can make it odd and wonky and all that. It doesn't have to be in perspective. It can be not in perspective on purpose. you know? So let's see, do I want a little bit more texture back here? Just kind of like a whole mountain thing back here. And one of the things, for me anyway, in collage is I'm using what somebody else sent me. And really, this is like more stuff than I like to kind of keep my collages kind of fairly. I mean, they sometimes look like there's a lot going on, but I really do like them to be kind of a simplified, but I know that sounds funny when you see it, but all right, let's see what I can do here around her arm. Should probably get a little bit smaller brush. Oops. Okay, let me get a fresh baby wipe. I just dropped that one in the paint. Okay. Ugh. All right, let's see. So let's just, and torn edges blend easier than cut edges. So if you don't have to fussy cut it, you can leave a torn edge. You're going to be able to blend that easier, that you won't be able to see where it's been painted. All right, now let me get just a little bit of this between his little toes there. We'll go in there with pencil. I'll try to remember to do that with his little toes. It's under her arm there. Let's add a little bit more color to the log here that he's sitting on. And maybe a little bit more textury bits coming down here. Oh, let's see. Well, thanks, Tina. All right, I think I'm going to have part of the log showing under this little piece of her dress there. Because her little foot's right there. You really can't even tell that they're her shoe. Like, you don't even, it's just two black blobs. So I'll have to kind of paint in something to show that those are shoes maybe. Or her feet. I can't even tell if she's wearing shoes or if she's barefoot. I think they're usually barefoot when they're doing these dances. But you can't even see her little feet. You can't even see. Maybe I should cut out some fun shoes. Maybe that would be good. And we're going to add some more detail to the, we'll add some more detail to the little lizard there too. And then we'll do some, I have to let some of this dry, but I'll add some more texture to the log so it stands out a little more. All right, let's see here. And those are the kind of details that are fun for me. The little pencil details and things like that that we usually don't have time to get to because we run out of time doing all this part. But I'll try to get some in. Let me get the black in here, then I'll add some of the background on top. So with this kind of collaging, mixed media, you can do so many, you can add so many of your own, painty details and so much stuff that, just plain collage that you just can't really do with just plain collage. I mean, I guess you could, but it's not the same as doing it with paint. Okay, hi Bonnie, how's it going? All right, now what do I want to do about? Do I want to just make her dress just come all over her feet, or do I want to find some shoes, or what do I want to do? Because you just can't even see that that's her feet in there from the original piece. Even I think I just might want to do. I don't want to get rid of that purple. I think I want to do maybe all that blue. Well, the purple's okay. Have to add a little more of it then. Let's see. So if I do her dress kind of frilly at the ends. And put some blue maybe. We'll see. Let's put a little more purple in there. Let that sit for a minute because it's on there pretty thick. And then I think I might do the tops of the mountains with some purple to bring that purple. Bring some of that purple up into the sky. Oh, thanks, Tina. Clean my brush. Something like that. This right behind here is too bright. Maybe if I knock that back with the purple as well. It's too stark. Let's just add a little more purple back in here. That's better. Just a little less. And I can add a glow around it if I want to with a white pencil. But I don't want it too yellow yet. That little bit of purple is good. Thanks, guys. All right, so now let's go down in here and just add a little bit of shadowing. A little bit of that kind of that sienna can add that gold. Like it'll look like the gold in shadow. The trim, the ribbon. Just kind of add a little bit more there. If y'all can see. So it kind of looks like there's gold down in here, but it's in shadow. I could always add some real, gold paint, but the thing about doing that is you can't really ever see gold in photographs. So y'all would see it, but it would show up. I took a picture of it. All right, now let's get a little bit more shadow up under there. Just giving her a little bit more folds in the cloth there. Like it's kind of it's kind of wrinkled up like. All right, a little more purple. That's probably good. I think this needs to be wood though over here, not purple. Let's put a little bit more texture. I like that better. All right, let's see. Saying y'all don't see the volcano. Okay, so let's see. I need a little bit more. Just a little bit more texture back here. Not too much, just like you can just kind of see a little something back in there, but not a whole lot. Let's fix that right there. So again, if you're just joining us, this is some collage fodder that Sharon sent, Sharon Lumbar. And what I try to do these maybe once a month is about all I get to, about once a month. And I use the fodder, the collage fodder that someone sends me to make a collage with. Well, mixed media. It's a mixed media. All right, so let's see. Let me go ahead and hit this with a heat gun and dry it. Then I want to put some stars right in here and play with the sky. I might have some kind of, I might expand some of that volcano and put some, maybe a cloud thing up there. Let's see. All right, let's dry this first. Oh, thanks, Rachel. It's coming along. It takes a while to do it, and you just gotta take your time, but don't be afraid. All right, I do think I want to get into that little lizard just a little. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of more bright green. A little bit of bright green and a little bit of peacock green, like kind of a, it's going to be too contrasty. Let's go with just a dark green. Here's my dark green. Okay. All right, let's get a small brush. It's too long hairs. Do I have a shorter hair one? Oh, here we go. My little mermaid tail brush. Now this is the unicorn one. The mermaid one's blue. All right, so now let's go ahead and I'm going to kind of mix those two greens together. And I want to work on making his little toes hang over her arm. I don't know if that's where his toes actually were. I might be giving him extra toes. But I want his little toes to be hanging over. So I can go back in there with pencil too. As soon as this dries, I can go back in there. So I'm just going to kind of paint him in a little more. Maybe his tail. Let's give him a longer tail. Maybe his body is kind of hanging off that. I don't know if I kind of want the watch hands coming out, so that's going to be a distraction. So we'll just have the tail kind of come right to there. Because if I do the watch hands, that's going to like be a tangent there, and I don't want that. So we'll just have his little tail kind of in right there. Okay, so let's get a little bit more green up in his. Whoops, a little thick. Okay. Maybe I need to wrap him around her because now he looks like he's kind of cut off. That's better. Yeah, we'll have him wrap around her body. Put a little shadow. And then maybe it would be his back. The back part of him might be hanging down here. I'm doing too much detail on it. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see. Am I missing anything in chat? Do you wrapping the lizard? Rather than just sitting on her lap, kind of tiny, I'm just kind of made him go like kind of around there. Let's get that little curl. There we go. All right, now let me do a little bit of fussy painting along here. Let's do right up under her little dress there. Let's make it a little more wavy like. Okay. Let's bring that up a little. Here we go. Oh, and also for those of y'all that missed it, my watch band, I did post it on Instagram where I painted my old white watch band with alcohol inks. If you want to see a little 15-second video of it, I did post it over on Instagram. Okay. Get around the sky here in a minute. What do y'all think? Let me tilt it a little. Let me turn down the brightness just a tad. There we go. Get a little more true to color. All right. So now, oh, you like it? Oh, you like the watch band? Okay. Yeah, it's just alcohol inks. And all I did was, now I didn't do a video of me doing it because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. But I just put some drops of alcohol ink, and the green and the yellow is or the orange rather. The green and the orange are from the red and the blue, because all I used was a red, blue, and yellow, and then just kind of dropped it and then kind of smeared it with the brush and kind of let it set for just a second, and then put another drop in the middle of it, and they just started smearing and going together. Right here, let me show you the whole thing flattened out. Let me go to my pictures. So here it is. This is what it looks like off the watch. And the white, that's just a shine right there. That's the light shine. Okay. And then here it is on the watch itself. And again, this is a light shine right there. So, and they're on Instagram. Oh, thanks. Thanks, guys. All right. So now I'm going to get my bucket of stars. So I just have a little Simply Cranberry lid, and I put a little bit of white paint and quite a bit of water. This is the one time where you do water down your paint. Otherwise, this is not watered down unless it starts drying. If it starts getting crusty, then I might have to add a little water. But otherwise, I don't add really any water to this. It's just paint, solid paint, no water. But when I do my bucket of stars, and then I get a soft, fluffy brush and water it down, because that's how you can splatter it. So you tap off a lot. You think you got a lot tapped off, but there's more in there than you think. And if you want tiny little stars, then you want a very light. You want it very, that's even a little still too much. Keep tapping. And if it gets anywhere I don't want it, while this is wet, like I got some on her dress there, well, while it's wet, I can wipe it off. Okay. So some of it's getting on her dress. I don't want it on her dress, or I don't want it on the watch itself. But it stays, this is quite, even though it's watered down, it still is going to take a minute to dry. So while it's just sitting there, and the more you tap it, the tinier the little splatters will be. Okay. So then I can take my baby wipe, find a clean spot, and any place that those splatters got that you don't want them, then just wipe them off, because it's wet and you can do that. I don't want it on him, don't want it on his face, or on the watch. Any place that's splattered that you didn't want it. There's one right there. Don't want that one. Okay. Now I'm going to dry this, and I'll probably put a little nebulization in there. It's good to dry it off and on anyway, so you're not smearing anything. Yeah, I do varnish them most of the time, Abigail. And even in the books, when I showed you earlier the abandoned books that I worked in, eventually I would like to have them all varnished too. I do varnish them every now and then, but the thing you do have to make sure, a lot of times in my books, the abandoned books or the Nat Geo book, any of those, I'm not finishing them all at one time. So I might want to come back to it, work a little here, a little there, glue something here, paint a little there, come back to it. You can't do that once you varnish it. Once you varnish it, you're really done. So make sure that before you varnish it, you're done. you know, Make sure you're done when you varnish it. And if y'all go back an hour or so later, go watch about an hour ago, and where I showed a few samples out of my abandoned book before and after, you can see some of them have been varnished. Tap tap. Okay, so Tina. All right, so now let me take a quick break. I want to get some of this paint and varnish, matte medium off my hand. So just give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I took a craft scrubby to my fingers and got most of the matte medium off. But if you don't have a craft scrubby, fingernail polish remover is also what I use. Oh, what were you referring to the watch band? I'm sorry, Abigail, I missed. Oh, no, no, no. Do I varnish the Watchman? No, it's alcohol ink. And this is what it looks like. It's just, that's the way it is. Yeah. Nope. It's because it's plastic. The bands are like rubbery. That's just the alcohol ink. No varnish. Yeah. Thanks for clearing that up, Abigail. I thought you were talking about this. Hi, Jeff. How's it going? Hi, Denise. Thank you. All right, so let's see what else little details now we can add to it in the next, 30 minutes or something. If y'all have any questions, you want to see anything else, you want to talk about anything else, let me know. Janet comes on at 1. Maybe if we finish this up, I'll pull out that retro Americana collage book and maybe cut a couple things out and just play, with placement in my Nat Geo book. So, all right. So let's see what else I want to do here. I want to get, let me get some. And don't forget, guys, this is going to be the print for anybody that supports the channel in June. I send these out the first week of July. This was Sylvie's collage with Sylvie's collage fodder that she sent me, kind of like we're doing here. But this is what Sylvie sent. And so that's the print that's going to be given away first week of July. So let's pull some pencils here. Need some space. All right, I think I'm done with my matte medium, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the water and get rid of that. And my glue brushes are the only brushes I keep in water, and they're old, retired. They're old, retired acrylic brushes. All right, let's just move all that there. Okay, let's make a little space. Okay, what was I going to do next? Okay, pencils. Make some space. Get, think a white, a purple, maybe an orange, probably a black. Okay, all right, we'll go with these. Let me sharpen the white one though. Don't roll, don't roll. Stay right there. Stay right here. And I do want to do some more clouds or something up there. Oh, you know what? I think I need a yellow ochre too, because I want to do a little bit more in that. Do I want this yellow or yellow ochre? Yeah, this might work. Okay. All right. Let's see some details. Oh, yeah. Anybody know what time? Yes, golden matte medium. I always show everything at the beginning of the show, at the beginning of the process. I always try to show everything I'm using. Plus, there's probably 200 or more, maybe 300, maybe 400 videos on mixed media, collage, and altered books. I have over 1,000 videos, and some of them didn't make the cut when I moved over from Ustream to YouTube. But I think we have 1,000 now on YouTube. So, okay, so let's go ahead. And I want to first, before I put any kind of clouds over the top of this, I want to make sure and have these volcanoes kind of in the behind any clouds, or maybe I'll kind of mist it in and out. I'll put some clouds going in and out of the volcano eruptions. Just like that. Maybe I'll put one more little one over here. There wasn't one there, but we'll put one. This needs to be painted in a little better. Here, let me get my blue. Oops, don't smear it over there. Okay. And then right here where I touch that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hit that with the heat gun so I don't drag my wrist through that. Okay, now I want just a little bit of highlight in here. Just a little bit. Okay, now I want to do a few little, like his shirt. I want to make sure he's kind of standing out here a little better. So remember, because it's coated with golden matte medium, it got a little flashed out again, I think. Because it's coated with golden matte medium, I can put pencil on top. You can't put pencil on top of shiny magazine or shiny book pages. You have to coat it with something. Either have to have acrylic paint on it, or you have to have matte medium. So let's give his little shoes, and I'll just give him a little bit of highlight here and there, just so he kind of stands out a little more. Not quite that much, just a tiny bit. Darken his socks there. Okay, now I do want a glow around my watch here. I try not to turn, but when I'm going in a circle, I got to kind of have a all right, now I'm going to add a little bit more orange in here. So could be sitting on a star shine here, or a nebula. I think I might put a little bit more so you kind of get that vibe of and a little bit of purple. Something like that. Right. Do I want any more down here? Or do I just want a little bit of purple? All right, then maybe a couple of little extra folds in her fabric here. Okay, and then our little lizard here, I want his little feet to stand out just a little more, little toes rather. And then his little body coming around. A bit on his face. Let's give him a little highlight in his eye. Where's my Posca? Okay, a little bit more. Maybe his little nostril. A little shadow under some of those fingers there. Thanks, Ashley. We're working it. But the little details, this is the fun part, you know? This is the fun part. Oh, come back here, pencil. All right, so now let's do a little bit more. There we go, like that. Let's put a little purple up in her hair. And there's some green that's already up in the headdress there, but we could probably add a little bit more. It's like, is that where she got her headdress? Does it have anything to do with the lizard? Let's put a little more lime green in him. How are these things connected? Everything's connected. The colors aren't really showing too much. Yeah, there, I think you can see it. All right, let's put a little more green on his head there. There we go. It wants to flash out every time I move this closer. Where you can see that green in there. Maybe if I zoom, let's try to zoom. There we go. All right, I'm going to move back one because I can't get the whole piece in there. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's get a little bit of orange on that edge there. All right, let's see. Do I want a shooting star? Do I want one shooting star? Probably. Do I want it in here coming from behind? That might be cool. Let's see. All right, where's my Posca? I kind of want a shooting star coming from behind her, but maybe it would be better. Let me do the clouds first, just decide where I want a shooting star. All right, now let me get a little bit of a peach color and just kind of maybe get a little bit more light in her skin. The picture that Sharon sent is a little dark, and it's kind of hard to see some of her features. So I might just kind of add just a little bit of light to her. Not too much, just some highlights on her face. Just so she's not completely lost in there. Same for her little fingers that are curled down. Good to have her holding some spaghetti. Actually, I think she needs a star shine right there. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe she's holding the star shine. Let's get a little bit more of her skin right there. Take some white and just get a little bit of her clothes, just a little bit more highlighted. The wrinkles in her outfit. Accentuate some of those wrinkles in the fabric. All right, now let's go back with a little bit of shadow around her sleeve, under the little fingers, maybe a little up under here, around her bracelets. All right, so now I kind of want some kind of, let's see, let me get another fresh baby wipe. So to make any kind of mist or glow or clouds, I put some white paint in the baby wipe and I mash it in. I'm mashing it into the baby wipe. A damp, it's a fresh baby wipe. It's not a dry, it's got to have water in it. Okay, or whatever it is they put in a baby wipe. Okay, so now I want to go. Okay, and then move it, and then I can thin it out and soften it. Okay, let's pick up a little more. And then wipe some back. So let's just get it on there. And then I'll take and wipe it away where I don't want it. Because while it's wet, you can do that. Having some come behind, some kind of come in front. Okay, let's get a little more. Something like that. Well, I drew over it, Kim. I'm there are three kind of sort of mountains like this, but I added all my own. And then I painted over those. And I painted over the log. So let's see. All right, so now I have to decide. I think I want a star shine in her finger. Let's see if I can pull this off, because otherwise I'll have to be repainting it. So her fingers are like this, right? Kind of like that. So I want her to be holding a star. So I'm going to put a little bit with the Posca and then the rest with color pencil. All right, so let's dry that. I want to make her hair just a little blacker in here too. So it doesn't look so flat, because the picture was kind of flat of her. So you can always just go in there and do more. Okay, now I'm going to take my pencil and soften. So I thought about doing my watch hands, but I'm not sure now. Don't know if I need to do them. I do need to get rid of some of the text on there. I think that if I put the watch hands on there, it's going to detract from the star shine she's holding. So I probably just leave the watch hands as they are. Because y'all know I usually like to make the watch hands shoot out into space or whatever. But I think I want to leave it like this because I want the star shine to be the thing. What do y'all think? Do you like her pet lizard? You like it, Arlene? Oh, thanks, Kelly S. All right. So what do y'all think? Should I leave it now? Let's put a little bit more of a glow in her headpiece up here. Let's put just a little bit more oomph. Her headpiece. I'm trying to decide if I need anything else. Let's see, maybe a little bit more yellow in the gold of the trim. Of her dress. All right, well, let's back out. So you can see the whole thing. Let's take this on here. Let's put it on a black background. Just a little bit of a black edge. I didn't tape it down yet because if I varnish it, I don't want to tape it down to a piece of cardstock that the varnish is going to get on. So I won't tape it to a piece of cardstock until after I varnish it. So it's kind of, there we go. Do something like that, just a little bit of an edge. All right, so I hope y'all liked seeing me do this one, and this one goes to Sharon Lombard, who again, she sent in a whole bunch of, scared my cat, sent in a bunch of collage fodder. So now what's left of, let me move these pencils. We'll go in the Fibs Collage leftovers. And then one of these days, oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to get in my closet and see if I could show y'all some of my posters. And then I'll make a poster out of these, what's left of everybody's leftover fodder. I'll make a poster out of it. All right, let's move all these pencils to the side. Let's move that to the side. Let's move this. Got to keep moving everything over so I have room. Let's move the paint. Pencil. Okay, so here we go. All right. So yeah, that was, this is going to Sharon Lombard, and I will take pictures of it, and I'll probably post it later. But I think I like the way she's holding the star. What is a baby girl? All right, let's see. If I move my Ras cart, I can get to the, oh, you're so cute, baby girl. I can get in my closet because they're sitting in front of the closet. So hang on. Let's see if I can get in here and show you. Hang on. I got to move a couple things to get to the closet because I don't get in the closet much. But that's where I store my portfolios and my big art pieces now. So let's see. I can get in here without making too much of a mess. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see if I can pull some of my posters. All right. I'll have to back my camera up. Hang on. I'll just try to grab an arm load. I'll grab an arm load. Malibu, she's the one to get in the closet. All right. Look out, baby girl. Okay, let me close it because I'll never find her again if she goes in there. All right. Let me back out the camera and I'll show y'all some of my larger pieces. Okay, that's as far back as I can get. Let's see if I can, just so y'all can see. Let's move some of this out of the way. So you can see how big this is right here. This is 8.5 by 11. So just so y'all can kind of get a scale. All right, this one's not as big as some. Maybe I'll measure. Just generally, like with the ruler. So this one is like 18 by 24. So this one's 18 by 24. And this is one of the smaller ones. So, but what I want to do with all the collage fodder eventually is make a poster. So I might need to turn the light down, the brightness, because I did move back. So, so you can see. when they get big. And here's what I'm talking about. Like I like my time to go out into space. Let me move her out of the way so you can see how big. All right. This one is still in progress. If they're still in progress, I'll tell you. I've got some big ones here. So this is 18 by 24. This one is probably, let's see, 22 by 18, 32, 18 by 32. So they get, some of them are really big. So you can kind of see. So this one's not good. Look, see how it's not painted in yet? You can see right there. So this one's still in progress. There's another one. This one's probably pretty finished. Again, this is another 22 by 32 or something like that. So some of them are really big. But, so there's a lot to look at. But a lot of these I did on camera, or at least a chunk of them. Here's my little robot guy. All right, here's another one. Try to show you some detail. Okay. This one I got another one that's kind of a biblical one. This one is kind of like the fall of Babylon type one. So try to see as much as you can. And then this one is in the Garden of Eden. This one's the fall. If y'all know any Bible stories, this one is the fall in the garden, and this opens up. And what happened at the fall was death. Death came to the world. So this was the fall. The garden. Did this one last year. And then Inksacktober. Here's my Inksacktober poster. So y'all know every year I do an Inktober ink drawing of the day, or an ink drawing every day for 31 days in October. Well, last year what I did is I drew one little insect, or I showed you where I had drawn one little insect a day, but you didn't see the full poster till the end. Tina, I saw that. I haven't watched it yet, Tina. Well, I think I watched half of it, Tina. So I drew one insect a day for 31 days and only showed, like, for instance, like this. Let me just show you an example. So like here. So I'd show you that on Monday or the 1st. And then on the 2nd, that. Or on the 3rd, that. So you only saw one little insect for 30 days until the very end. And then I showed you the whole poster of 31 insects. And I called it Inksacktober. So this was last year's Inktober, where I made this whole poster. And I did the little ladybug in red for my mom. But everything else is in black and white with the spider webs. I connected them all at the end. After I drew them all, like on day 30, I connected everything with a giant spider web. So there's spider webs like they're all cotton spider web. So yeah, that was last year's Inktober. Then here's just some more. Let me see what else. Well, here's some of y'all got this print. I did this. I made this one into a print. The Blue Jay. I made this one into a print. Some of y'all got that 1 year or 1 month. So here's a time wrangler. Got a little time wrangler up there. So this one's probably about 18 by 18 square. This one. This one is an old one. I got a couple of older one here where we did my napkin journal, right? Well, this one is getting a little beat up too. I'm not sure how many years ago we did this, but this is done with napkins as a background. So this was a napkin, well, and a color book image here, but you can see some of the color book images and there's the glitter, but all this right in here is napkins. And then, of course, we paint. We paint in there. And so this has got a lot of glitter in it. So there's that one. Here's another one we used. It's a napkin journal. Plus, I used let me think of her name real quick. That I use her faces. Oh, gosh. Let me look at her book real quick. Juliet Crane. The Juliet Crane Monster Girls. So this was Juliet Crane's faces and Juliet Crane little bear. And then we painted in all the octopus tentacles. And then the background again is napkins. This one is, I did make a print out of this one too. I still have some prints of this. My peace sloth. So this one is probably, I did this one before I started posting on YouTube. So this one's probably about 8 years old, maybe. Maybe he's about 8 years old. My peace sloth. And I got some other animals here, but let me get back to the big collages. Let's see what else I have here. Okay, here's another big square one. So, yeah. Thanks, Arlene. Let's see what else. This one. There's a video on this one. I think we did this one in about, I don't know, maybe 5 hours or something. There's something stuck on that. We did this one, a lot of this on stream. So. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, here's our Inky Rooster. I did make a print out of him. What else is in here? Some blank paper. This is just some of this paper out of the way. This is the one that everybody sees, my header, my YouTube header, and this is what I use. My the lemur has landed. This is the lemur has landed, and he's all painted, except for his earbuds, where the music of space is going right through him. All right, let's see. Oh, baby girl, you love laying on these papers, don't you? What else do I have in here? Here's my 4 horsemen of the apocalypse with a piece of tape stuck on there. What did I just been? Oh, there's my 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. What else do I have in here? Oh, I love this one. This is my lemur circus. So this is, these are, the circus images are collage, but the lemurs are painted. They're like lemur Jack in the Box. So the lemurs are painted, but then I added the little circus images all the way around. And there's the acrobats are making the star constellation there. So the star constellation are the acrobats, and then the lemurs. And let's see, what else? What else do I have? Oh, this one I haven't finished yet. Um, but Cameron found a deer skull, so I took pictures of it and I started inking it. So this is some of the deer skull that I'm inking. I'm going to make this into like a ship. I did put this in Procreate and play around with making this a spaceship, with the eye being the window in the spaceship. So I did that. Let's see what else is here. A bunch of blank papers. And then these are still in progress. Here's a giant bee we did one day. We did a bee. I made a print out of this too. What else? Some more of my animals. These are older ones, but I'll show them to you real quick. So these are some of my older ones. There's a squirrel. This one is a reversible. So I do, every now and then I'll do something that can go either way. It can go this way or it can go this way. So there's something, I played around with that. Here's a giraffe. Here's red fox with earbuds. Alice in Wonderland. When pigs fly. This one is looking toward Friday there. Like the rose-colored glasses, looking toward the weekend. Hump Day Camel. This one is my steampunk red panda. So you can see there's a little my steampunk red panda. And then this one got put on a Digi magazine a few years ago. And Lisa Scott named this one Space Otter Sea. Space Otter Sea. So anyway, there's some of my big collages that have to stay in the closet because I have no room in here. So I think that's pretty much all the ones I just pulled a handful of them. I didn't pull everything, but just so you can get an idea how big these are compared to the one this is an 8.5 by 11 that we did today. So you can see how big these are. But yeah, so here's this one should go with these. This was at the same time frame. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed hanging out and doing some collages, and I still love this one. I gotta say, this is one of my favorites. I love my Babylon Tower of Babel. So I really like the way this one turned. Because I like the colors. I like I love yellow ochre, Payne's gray, and sienna. So it's not sienna in this one, but I love the little bit hint of green, like, moss green. So I really like that one. All right, guys. Well, I think I am going to head out. It's about 10 till. Don't forget, Janet comes on at 1 Eastern. And my email, Charlie, my email and my P.O. box are in the description under every video in the About section. Although Pacola might be nice and put in the, yeah, Janet put it in. But all that information, my P.O. box, here's my P.O. box right here. I keep it right here. Here's my P.O. box. And they just put in my email. It's in the description under the videos. In the About section of YouTube. Okay. So I'm streaming on StreamYard, and it'll be rendered up on YouTube probably, shortly after I shut down. So I try to make prints of them, Kathleen. I did make a print of this one. I think I'm all out of these. I should probably make some more. I think I'm out of this one. So, okay, guys. Well, I'm going to head out. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And we will get this out to Sharon Lombard this week. And I'll varnish it and put it in a sleeve and send this out to her. So I hope you like it, Sharon. Thanks for participating in the fodder challenge. And y'all have a great week. We will see you Wednesday, where we will give you another weekly idea. No more homework. We're calling it a weekly idea. And so I hope y'all have a good day. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks, lurkers, and thanks, people that watch the recording. All right, guys. Bye bye.